How's it going, boys and girls? My name is Kawi and welcome back to the Carrot Club. In today's video, we're continuing our remote event topic where we summon parts out of the sky. But this time, we are going to use remote events to change parts color locally by pressing a button so only one player can see the changes. And to make all of this work, this is what we'll be covering in this video. Since this is a continuation of the last video that I did, I suggest that you go watch that video first before this one because I explain a lot about remote events there. So let's set up the stage to make this all work. First, we need to create a part in the workspace that we want color to change. You can make it any size you want and rename it to signal part. The next step is to create a button that you can click on. So create another part and name it a button. I know it doesn't sound very creative, so name it whatever you guys like. But do make this look a little bit different because you don't want everything to look the same. I just make my button big and red like this and then add a click detector and a script onto it. This is going to be the server script where the button gets triggered. So every time I press this button, the server is going to respond first, and then the server will decide which player to contact to change the part color. Inside of the starter players folder, you want to place a local script inside of the starter player script like this. This local script is going to respond to the server. And then finally, the last thing you need is a remote event object inside of the replicated storage, and we're going to call it color change. So if you have all of this stuff ready, now we're ready to script. For the server script that is inside of the button, this is what I have inside. The first and second line, I am retrieving the replicated storage container so I can get the remote event color change to communicate with our local script. On the third line, I need a reference to the click detector so I can set it up to respond to my mouse click. And then we'll skip to the last line here where I use the click detector's mouse click event. And it is going to have a customized response called onClickHandler, which is the function up here. So every time when the player clicks it, this function is going to get triggered. The only thing I'm doing is I'm using the remote event to signal the client to respond so they can change the color part. Whenever someone clicks on a button, you are going to get the player's data in this parameter, and you need to use this inside of the Fire Client event so that the server will know who to contact. If you leave this out, it's going to give you an error and you don't want that. And then the last thing we need is to code the local script where the player will respond to the server. So inside here, I'm getting the remote event again, just like in the server script. And to make the script respond to the server, we'll use the onClient event from the remote event object. The response I'm giving is this from server handler, which all I'm doing is to get the part in the workspace and then give it a random color. So let's run the game now to see if it all works. Click on the button, and you can see that my signal part did change here. And if I were to test this with multiple players inside, you can see that the signal only changed color for that one player, and everyone else don't even know what happened. And that's all you need to know about remote events. If you have watched the previous video and this video, now you know how remote event works from local to server and from server to client. So thank you, boys and girls, for watching, and I'll see you in the next video in game or at the Carrot Club. Take care, everybody.